I've spent over 300 hours topside in Arc Raiders and fought the Queen and Matriarch over 100 times solo. In this video, I'm breaking down how I approach the Harvester event and Queen as a solo raider. From the Harvester puzzle to my go-to loadout, to positioning, fight strategy, looting the leg armor and core, and extracting safely back to Speranza with all that goop. The loadout section assumes endgame crafting, but the overall approach is useful for any solo player. Starting with the loadout, this is my go-to kit for Harvester and Queen runs. For augments, I always run the looting MK3 Survivor paired with a medium shield, which has saved me multiple times. For my primary weapon, I usually run the Renegade with a lightweight stock to reduce equip and unequip time. It's reliable for both PvE and PvP and only takes 3 shots to destroy the nodes, which is great because my aim is not. Then I go for an energy weapon, preferably the Equalizer, without bringing any energy clips because you can loot them from the Harvester. I also prefer not to immediately equip the Equalizer so other players can't actually see you have that weapon on your back. A Raider hatch key is almost always essential. I also like to bring a stack of defibs. For healing, Vita Spray, Herbal, and either Vita Shots or Sterilized Bandages, plus a stack of each big and small shield recharges. 5 Adrenaline Shots. The goal is to reach the Harvester as fast as possible. Photoelectric Cloak is extremely valuable for repositioning and disengaging. I also like to bring along 3 barricades for protecting the entrances to the Harvester in case the Queen or a Rocketeer gets into line of sight. For mobility, I run 3 zip lines and a Snaphook, super useful for repositioning and getting close to the Queen's core. Before we even start the puzzle, a bit of prep goes a long way. First, ping the nearest hatch or extract. Future you will thank present you. Once I arrive at the Harvester, I like to place barricades at all 3 entrances because, well, line of sight is overrated and so we cast this spell to remove it. To enter the Harvester without breaching, there's a small timing window. Right after the fire ends and before the hatch closes, sprint and dodge roll inside. You know, like you're late for school or work and the door's closing. Inside the Harvester, your top priority is energy clips. Ideally, you want 4 to 8 stacks before the fight starts. My preferred exit and re-entry is through the ceiling with a Photoelectric Cloak ready. It's generally safe and is the fastest way to get back to the upper level to continue looting. For the puzzle, you need to insert 3 canisters into the center. Usually 1 is already on the floor. You'll need to breach containers on the upper level to find the other 2. Once all 3 canisters are inserted, yellow nodes will appear on the walls. You need to destroy all of them to complete the puzzle. This is where the Renegade shines. It takes only 3 shots per node, meaning you can destroy 6 in a single go with the extended Mag 3. Sometimes, instead of firing, the Harvester emits an EMP that drains your shields. If the warning indicator is blue instead of yellow, an EMP is coming. Take your shield off before the pulse, then re-equip it immediately after, so recharge starts right away. When looting Harvester canisters, stand as close as possible and spam interact. It increases your chance of getting the search even if other players are right next to you. Just before starting the fight, I like to drop 1 or 2 defibrillators. Exactly like insurance, but cheaper. Ideally, I'll place them in a nearby container or on a body so they don't get blown away. Location matters a lot. Personally, I prefer fighting the Queen from the Harvester itself. There's plenty of cover, and in friendly lobbies, it's generally safe, especially if other players nearby are also committing to the fight. Some solid alternatives depending on the map. On Dam Battlegrounds, consider the room on the east side of the power generation complex, or the spawn bunker near the pump house hatch. Next, on Spaceport, the maintenance hangar serves as a good alternative vantage point. And finally, on Blue Gate, the gas station northwestern checkpoint is a popular option. All of these give you cover, space to reposition, and control over where loot drops. If there's a Rocketeer in the area, I always deal with that first. It's much safer to remove it before committing to the Queen. Your attack strategy depends on how many players you expect to be fighting the Queen. If it looks like there are enough players with real firepower to take her down, then the goal is to kill the Queen. In that case, I usually spend my first few energy clips breaking the 2 front faceplates. That lets everyone hit the core as early as possible. If it feels like you'll be one of the few or the only one properly equipped, then it's often better to ignore the faceplates entirely. Instead, focus on taking out leg armors and don't waste ammo trying to force a kill that may never happen. When it comes to looting leg armor, timing matters. I like to injure the leg armors while the Queen is far away. And then I wait for her to move close to my position before finishing the legs. Once a few legs go down, I stop shooting. I wait for the Queen to aggro onto someone else, move away from the dropped armor, and then go in for the loot. Ziplines are extremely useful here, both for getting to the loot and back to your vantage point. And the Photoelectric Cloak can absolutely save you if things get tight. Positioning plays a huge role. If you're in a crowded area, there's a high chance someone else loots the legs you down. If that's the case, consider repositioning to a quieter area before finishing the armor. If there are many players nearby, it can be safer to down 1 or 2 legs. loot them immediately, then continue. If you're relatively uncontested, you can take out multiple leg armors first and loot them all in one go. Core looting is all about timing and positioning. You want to be close when the queen starts burning, or even slightly before when she's heavily smoking. Have your cloak ready and keep a Vita spray on hand for quick heals. As she's exploding, watch carefully for where the core drops. The moment she goes down, use a zipline or your Snaphook to get as close as possible to the center of the queen. You can even stand directly underneath her. Yes, this feels wrong, but it works. Be aware of terrain. If the ground slopes, the core will roll downhill, so position yourself accordingly. Quick tips on looting. Beyond the obvious, magnetic accelerators and queen reactors have the highest coin value per slot. You'll also usually want to prioritize complex gun parts, since they're hard to come by unless you have all 4 gun part blueprints. For blue items, energy clips, arc circuitry, and motion cores all sell for 5,000 per stack, while advanced power cells sell for only 3,200. However, it's worth noting that power cells can be crafted with batteries into energy ammo, which adds almost 20,000 in value per stack of cells. Most of the time, you're either prioritizing raw cell value or grabbing what you need for crafting. Just be clear which one you're doing. Once you've got the goop, extraction is the real win condition. A good rule of thumb for how fast you can travel is about 200 meters per minute, assuming nothing terrible happens, which it will. It's often safer to move closer to extract as time runs out, even if it means missing out on some goop. If you get down, your crawl speed is roughly 70 meters per minute. After a 2-minute rest, you recover to about 75%. That means you can crawl roughly 140 meters in 4 minutes, or over 200 meters in 7 if you plan ahead. Finally, safety. If something feels off, there's no shame in heading straight to extract. Losing some ammo and utility is always better than losing your entire loadout. Some red flags to look out for include multiple solos wearing the same skin, players moving together or approaching at the same time, free or suspicious loadouts, light shield only, a single weak weapon, or pretending to help by barely shooting the queen. And of course, flares going off accompanied by gunfire is yet another sure sign of danger. At the end of the day, none of this is about being flashy or forcing fights. It's about reading the situation, picking the right moments, and knowing when to commit and when to leave. If you can do that consistently, the queen becomes less of a gamble and more of a calculated risk. So that's my solo endgame approach to the Harvester and the Queen. From prep to execution to getting out alive with the goop. The biggest takeaway is this: control your positioning, control your timing, and don't let greed undo a good run. Thank you for watching to the end. If this helped, please give it a like and subscribe. And if you want deeper breakdowns on specific maps, Matriarch runs, or solo PvE looting routes, I'm happy to cover those next. Just let me know in the comments section. Good luck out there, and I'll see you in Speranza.